The Sustainable Biomass Program, commonly known as SBP, is an initiative that plays a crucial role in the effort to ensure that the growing use of biomass as a renewable energy source is both responsible and sustainable. As the world seeks alternatives to fossil fuels, biomass, organic material derived from plants and animals, has emerged as a promising renewable energy option. However, the sustainability of biomass sourcing and usage must be carefully managed to protect forests, biodiversity, and local communities. That's where the SBP comes in, establishing a comprehensive set of standards and procedures that govern the entire biomass supply chain. At its core, the SBP is a certification scheme designed to provide assurance that woody biomass, primarily used for energy production, is sourced and produced in compliance with rigorous sustainability and legality criteria. The program was established in response to the demand for a transparent and robust system that can demonstrate the sustainability of biomass, particularly wood pellets and chips, which are increasingly used in large-scale energy generation in Europe and beyond. The SBP standard is structured around several key principles and requirements, each of which addresses a specific aspect of sustainability and supply chain integrity. The standards are not static. They are periodically reviewed and updated to reflect evolving scientific understanding, policy requirements, and stakeholder expectations. Here's an overview of the main components and details of the SBP standard. First, the SBP standard sets out the requirements for feedstock sourcing. This is a critical element, as the origin and management of the raw material directly impact the environmental and social footprint of biomass. To meet SBP requirements, feedstock must be sourced from legal and responsible sources. This means that the wood must be harvested in accordance with all applicable laws, including those related to forest management, land rights, labor, and environmental protection. Suppliers must conduct risk assessments to identify and mitigate the potential for illegal logging, land conversion, or other unsustainable practices. A cornerstone of the SBP system is the Feedstock Compliance Standard, which establishes a detailed framework for evaluating the sustainability of the wood used in biomass production. This standard requires companies to assess risks in their supply base, implement mitigation measures where necessary, and provide thorough documentation to demonstrate compliance. For example, suppliers must ensure that high conservation value forests are protected, that there is no conversion of forests to plantations or non-forest land, and that biodiversity is maintained. Social considerations are also embedded within the standard, requiring respect for the rights and welfare of workers and local communities. Another critical aspect of the SBP standard is the chain of custody system. This system provides a mechanism to track certified biomass from its origin in the forest through every stage of processing, transport, and delivery to the end user. Chain of custody certification is essential to maintain the integrity of the SBP label, ensuring that only biomass meeting the standard's requirements is marketed as certified. The system enables companies and regulators to trace the flow of biomass, verify sources, and prevent the mixing of certified and non-certified material. This transparency is fundamental to building trust in the sustainability claims associated with SBP certified biomass. Greenhouse gas, or GHG, emissions accounting is another notable feature of the SBP standard. Biomass is considered renewable, but its climate benefits depend on how it's sourced, processed, and transported. The SBP requires companies to calculate and report the GHG emissions associated with the entire life cycle of their biomass products. This includes emissions from forest management, harvesting, processing, storage, and transportation. The standardized approach allows energy producers and regulators to assess the carbon footprint of biomass and make informed decisions about its role in reducing overall emissions. To further support sustainability, the SBP standard includes requirements for stakeholder engagement and transparency. Companies seeking SBP certification must engage with stakeholders, including local communities, indigenous peoples, environmental organizations, and government agencies. This engagement helps identify potential risks, address concerns, and foster collaboration. Transparency is promoted through public reporting and disclosure requirements, enabling stakeholders to access information about certified operations and their performance. Auditing and certification are central to the SBP system. Independent, accredited certification bodies conduct rigorous audits of biomass producers, traders, and end users to verify compliance with the SBP standard. These audits are based on documented evidence, site visits, and stakeholder consultations. Only companies that meet all requirements are awarded SBP certification, and periodic surveillance audits ensure ongoing compliance. Continuous improvement is a guiding principle of the SBP. The program encourages certified companies to go beyond minimum requirements and seek opportunities to enhance their practices over time. This might include adopting more advanced forest management techniques, improving energy efficiency, or strengthening stakeholder relationships. The SBP also engages in regular dialogue with stakeholders and experts to refine its standards and ensure they remain effective and relevant. The SBP standard is designed to be compatible with other recognized forest certification schemes, such as the Forest Stewardship Council, FSC, and the Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification, PEFC. This allows for mutual recognition and streamlines the certification process for companies that already adhere to these systems. However, the SBP places particular emphasis on the specific requirements of the biomass-to-energy sector, including detailed GHG accounting and chain of custody tracking. In addition to its technical requirements, the SBP standard aligns with broader policy objectives at the national and international levels. For example, it supports the implementation of renewable energy targets, climate change mitigation strategies, and sustainable development goals. By providing a credible, third-party verified system, the SBP helps energy producers, regulators, and consumers have confidence that the biomass they use or support is truly sustainable. In summary, the Sustainable Biomass Program Standard is a comprehensive framework that addresses the environmental, social, and economic dimensions of biomass production and use. Its detailed requirements for feedstock, sourcing, chain of custody, GHG accounting, stakeholder engagement, and continuous improvement set a high bar for sustainability. As the world continues to transition to renewable energy, the SBP plays a vital role in ensuring that biomass contributes to a low-carbon future without compromising the health of forests, the well-being of communities, or the integrity of ecosystems. By adhering to the SBP standard, companies can demonstrate their commitment to responsible sourcing and help drive the transformations toward a more sustainable energy system.